This is Amanda Allen, and here it is, my passionate keto update from the pin-up girl for keto, I reckon. Look, I didn't mean it to be this way, and 10 weeks ago I started taking keto because I just needed to know, shut up a dear friend, and find out for myself, because many people are asking me. And what started that way has really transformed my health and my mental state and my emotional state and my physical body. I don't know if you can see, but I'm not doing too badly now, and I wasn't looking like that 10 weeks ago. My motivation has gone through the roof. I'm not what feels like almost artificially having to manufacture the motivation to do my businesses, to train like an athlete that I want to be, with the goals that I have of getting back to regionals and games next year and being competitive. I actually want to be that. I want to turn up to training. I don't have to force myself onto the assault bike or to warm up. I passionately want to turn up to my work every day. And the other thing that has been extraordinary for me, and anybody who's lived with like being a victim to your own cravings, I'm an alcoholic. I'm 13 years sober, but I'm a victim to cravings of all sorts, and sugar's been a huge one since I gave up. I'm 13 years sober, so alcohol's been replaced by sugar largely, and I have none. I have no cravings on keto. In fact, what's happening is, instead of filling myself with food, which I've always done for my emotional, that emotional need that exists inside, or out of boredom, or rarely out of hunger, out of fear, you name it. If I think of food, I'm eating food, and it has a cascading effect. I have none of that. I assume the way I'm eating now is the way a person who lives in a state of health with no dysfunction eats. I eat because food is nutritious and life promoting and energy promoting, and because at the time that I eat, I actually need the food. And I have never, this is 47 years I've been on the planet, not in 47 years have I ever eaten like this or felt like this. And if I did, not that I did, but it would be for a fleeting moment. I have none of those cravings. And the other thing that is happening is brain fog is like a thing of the past. It's I would wake up with it every day. I would have to have that coffee, and I'd be very tired very quickly. Even my interactions with people would exhaust me, and you wouldn't think that a supplement like ketones could possibly make any difference, but it literally has. And I wish I could put my video from the first time I started taking keto and the video from today, but any of you who followed this journey, look at me. Who am I compared to 10 weeks ago? This is not the same person. Maybe there was a spark of me that has always lived inside of me, but here it is. It's I feel like a keto queen, and I have such, my performances have gone through the roof in the gym. I'm training 90 minutes a day, 5-6 times a week. Suddenly my Fran timer's dropped down to within 15 seconds of my personal best. My back squat from 8 weeks ago was my 10 RM back squat a few days ago. Oh gosh, the numbers are ridiculous. 25 unbroken chest to bar pull-ups have become 40, something like that. And yes, there's an element of training, but nothing like this. And what did I do the other day? I did Jackie. Who doesn't feel annihilated after Jackie if you're doing it fast? I literally walked away thinking, that wasn't so bad. Now that is something extremely significant. So in terms of performance, my performances are just being catapulted to a whole new level. So I just, I'm dropping weight. I'm choosing foods differently. I have no brain fog. My mental state in terms of my depression is, because it's been with me so long, I will never forget it. But it's like someone I used to know. Do you know, maybe you've been in a relationship for a long time and you've broken up, so it's a bit strange, but you think you'll never forget that person, and then, you know, time goes by, you know, a year, whatever it is, and, you know, they're really not on your mind anymore. And I feel that's what's happening with me with my depression too. And you know, I've reduced my antidepressants. Like I halved them, and that was after about 2 weeks on keto, because I just felt it was right. And now what I'm doing is just sort of taking, maybe I'm down to a quarter, because I take them every second day. And I'm not telling anybody what to do with your antidepressants or with your depression, but that's what's happening for me. And I mean, I'm not an idiot. You know, I know a lot about how to be well, because everything I do is 1%. Every 1% of everything I do has always been to try and get me through. And you can imagine dealing with, you know, like alcoholism and depression, suicidal depression, and you know, trying to be a world-class athlete and dealing with cravings on a daily basis. Like, it's a complicated landscape inside of me. It's not so complicated anymore. And, you know, in terms of that whole PMT cycle, like, it's changed. Inflammation has changed in my body. I've been living with a fibroid, which has been an ongoing issue for the last 6 months that I've known of it. And I have not made any decisions about what to do to remove the fibroid or treat the fibroid, but at the moment what feels like is the reduced inflammation as a result of the ketones is it's changing the fibroid. It is not growing. In fact, I feel like it's reducing in size. But, you know, that's how I feel. And, you know, what I am reporting to you all is how I feel. This is what is happening to me. Now, if you want any of that for you, I want this for you. You know, my mum, chronically suicidally depressed for quite a few years now, but particularly bad in the last 18 months. I finally got her on ketones 7 days ago, and she cleaned the toilet, right? Like, now, if any of you have suffered depression, you know what that's like. Hasn't cleaned it for months. Got up and went for a walk, you know, would sleep 16 hours and never get out of the house and live in the same clothes for days. And she's reinitiated her CrossFit membership, and she's been to 3 classes in the last 7 days. Now, she could not do those things at all. She couldn't leave the house. 16 hours sleep a night. Eating shit food. She's not even buying it anymore. When she's at the supermarket, she's like, oh, you know, I don't really need that. I don't need that anymore. And she's not craving it. And that is a phenomenal gift. And please, I would just love that the world get themselves on ketones and we could all be healthier, happier, more vibrant, passionate, balanced, stable versions of ourselves. I hope that's what you want for you. I want that for you. And I'm going to keep enjoying it for me. See ya.